Hello class, in this video I will talk about chapter 12 assignment question number 8. So the question is, the scores on a standardized test for 325 students in non-traditional math classes were compared to the scores of 280 students in traditional math classes. So computer software was used to create a confidence interval, so we don't have to do the calculation for the confidence interval, which is good. So they're comparing two groups. So the first question is, what is the margin of error for the confidence interval? So we are given the interval, so lower limit, upper limit. Then we are going to calculate the margin of error. So if you recall, how to get the confidence interval, or how to get the lower limit and upper limit. So let me use the Excel to do that, or you can just do it on paper. We know the lower limit is uh, so estimate minus margin of error, and the upper limit is estimate plus margin of error. Okay. Now we are given the lower limit and the upper limit. Then let me calculate the difference between upper limit and lower limit. Okay, so if I do this calculation, basically that is this one minus that one, so eventually we'll get, two margin of errors. Okay, then you have this value, you have this value, then the difference is two margin of errors, then you can calculate the margin of error. Okay, so the calculation is not that difficult. So part B, if a 90% confidence interval is created, would the margin of error be larger or smaller? So we are decreasing the confidence level. So let's think about this. If you want to be less confident, then you don't have to have a very wide confidence interval because you want to be less confident. Then that means your margin of error will be smaller. So because your whole confidence interval will be narrower, that's because the critical value decreases as the confidence level decreases. Then the margin of error also decreases as the critical value decreases. Okay. Explain the confidence interval. We already talked about that. We need to mention the confidence level, and also the population parameter you want to test. In this case, is the difference between the two groups, and then you have to mention the lower limit and the upper limit of your confidence interval. Okay, and partly does this result suggest that students who learn mathematics in non-traditional methods will have significantly higher mean scores on standardized tests than those in traditional classes? And the answer is yes, because here is our interval and 0 is not in the interval. So if there is no significant difference, the 0 should be in your interval. But in this case, your interval does not contain 0. That means the difference is significant.